What's going on, baseball fans? How you doing? Welcome to tonight's stream. I'm talking all the MLB Trade Deadline news and rumors as we head into the trade deadline this Friday. Let's get to it. What's going on, baseball fans? How are we doing? Wow, 180 people to start things off. That is what I'm talking about. A lot of familiar faces. What's going on, everyone? Happy MLB Trade Deadline week. Probably my favorite week of the entire year when it comes to baseball season. I love the rumors. I love all the juicy gossip out there. I don't know. There's something about a guy getting traded to another team. It just gets me all excited deep in my loins. What can I say? But everyone, hope you're all having a good start to the week. It is Monday, and we got an exciting week. A lot of news ahead. There is already a ton of rumors today, just alone. I mean, I got a ton to talk about tonight. So, yeah. We might as well not waste any more time. We got to just dive right into it. If you can, everyone, hit that thumbs up for me. If you are new, hit that subscribe button for me. Hit the bell button. Hit the share button. Whatever buttons there are, just hit them. I don't care what buttons there are. But, yeah, let's get to it, everyone. So, like I said, we got a lot of news tonight. We got a lot of rumors. Man, I've been trying to keep track of it all day, and I feel like I can't keep up, and I'm doing the best I can today. So let's just get to the top story. I feel like this is probably, in my opinion, probably the biggest name out there as of right now, and that's Max Scherzer. So Max Scherzer, we just had some pretty decent, juicy rumors coming in, some good news about Max Scherzer. So let's just get right to it. So Scherzer is obviously drawing interest out there. Several teams are looking into Max Scherzer, but the latest news is that he is okay with waiving his no trade clause. So let's get to it here. Let me also put a little bit of music on for you guys. Get the mood right in here. Let's get a little bit of relaxing music in here. One second. Let's get the mood right. Okay. Alrighty. Sharing the screen. Here is the latest with Max Scherzer. Alrighty. So, as I said, reportedly open to waiving his no trade rights. I mean, I'm not surprised about this. To me, if you have a chance to go to another team, to go win a World Series, why not? With a competitor like a Max Scherzer, there's no reason not to. And I mean, to me, he is going to, it's like basically saying, the grass is green, the water is wet, the sky is blue. Max Scherzer is going to help out whatever team he goes to. He's having a good year. He's had a couple bumpy starts recently, but overall, 7-4, 2.83 ERA, a lot of strikeouts this year, 3.47 FIP, so a little higher than that ERA, but hey, it's Max Scherzer. The guy has a proven track record, all-star this year, all-star starter this year, but hey, still striking out a ton of guys. As you can see, 12 strikeouts per 9, not walking a lot of guys, not giving up a lot of home runs. So, hey, Max Scherzer, whatever team he goes to, obviously, he is going to help. And before I actually dive a little deeper into Max Scherzer, we got a lot of Nationals news to pay attention to, and there's also the Trey Turner. Trey Turner drawing some strong interest, and so reports are that the Nationals may not be too interested in keeping a Trey Turner long term. I'm wondering, does that mean we're going to see a Trey Turner trade at some point? That would be absolutely nutty if you ask me. Peter Gammons today tweeted out about Trey Turner. Keep hearing Washington ownership isn't going to do anything long-term with Trey Turner. Talk about a market changer. I mean, that is crazy. Like, this is a guy where I mean, why would you not? I mean, he's 28 years old. Unless the Nationals are really full-blown wanting to dive into rebuild mode, then I could see it, because you're going to get a pretty package for this guy. Imagine if you somehow put together a package of a Max Scherzer and a Trey Turner. Imagine the prospects you would get back for him. But Trey Turner having a great year. I mean, overall, one of the best players in Major League Baseball this year. A 319 average, 18 home runs, 21 stolen bases, 367 on base. He's playing great defense. Trey Turner, in my opinion, one of the most underrated players in Major League Baseball this year, and that's what happens when you're on a bad team. So, I mean, the Nationals, they were looking pretty good at one point. So, I would imagine these two, Max Scherzer, Trey Turner, you're going to end up seeing them in separate deals. The shortstop market isn't too great right now, but the thing with Trey Turner is very athletic. He can go out and play some center field. He can go play some second base. So that's the beauty of a Trey Turner. He can help out a lot of different teams. Doesn't have to just go play shortstop. So, hey, last time I checked, maybe the Yankees could use a center fielder. And I mean, Trey Turner, whew. If you can go get a Trey Turner, and then you go get imagine the Yankees getting a Max Scherzer and a Trey Turner in a package. That would be nuts. That would be absolutely nuts. But, this is just my imagination just running wild right now. But for Max Scherzer, there were actually some pretty interesting news today. There was also something about maybe even the Tampa Bay Rays looking into a Max Scherzer. Of course, you're going to have all these other teams out there. I think you can look at the Dodgers. I think you can look at the Giants, the Padres. I think either of those teams definitely will be in on a Max Scherzer. But Dan Federico today reporting that one team I've heard that's in on Max Scherzer, the Tampa Bay Rays, they have the prospects to get it done. To me, I personally think the Tampa Bay Rays are the most dangerous team this week. Yeah, sure. Maybe they don't have the biggest payroll. Maybe they can't afford all these guys. But, hey, why not? Why not go for a Max Scherzer? Especially if the Nationals could eat some of that salary. And with those prospects that you can get back in return, Tampa Bay has the most stupid farm system, and I mean that in a good way. They are miles ahead in farm systems. So let me actually pull up the board on Fangraphs. And I just got my new Fangraphs t-shirt in the mail, and it is quite comfy, I can't lie. But the farm rankings, as of right now, Tampa Bay, the value of their farm system is $532 million. That's about what I can't math in my head. What, about $160 million more than the next? Tampa Bay Rays farms, the Rays farm system is out of this world. They can go get any player they want. Any player on a team that's selling, but anyone, you can go get a Max. You have the prospects to get a Max Scherzer. You have the prospects to go get a Trey Turner if you wanted to. You have the prospects to go get a Jose Ramirez if you wanted to. You can go get anyone with the prospects that they have in their system, especially with the way they develop those players too. Tampa Bay, watch out for them this week. But I just find that so interesting that they are in on Max Scherzer. That is nuts to me. If I see Max Scherzer get traded to the Tampa Bay Rays, as a Red Sox fan, I will be crying myself to sleep every single night. But as a baseball fan, that would be wild. A team like the Tampa Bay Rays that never spend money, going out and just going against the grain from what they usually do and getting one of the best pitchers in the game. Could you just imagine that? That would be out of this world. And to be honest with you, I really don't think it's too out of the question, especially if the Nationals can pay down some of the remaining salary. I think he's owed probably around another $15 million for the rest of the season. Have the Nationals maybe pay $7 to $10 million of that. You can get another prospect out of it that way. I don't see why it couldn't happen. I don't see it. And then imagine this. Imagine if Tyler Glasnow, he comes back, he's healthy, he's looking pretty good, he gets ramped up just in time for the playoffs. Could you imagine a Max Scherzer, Tyler Glasnow 1-2 punch in the playoffs? Especially in an American league that's pretty wide open in my opinion. Come on. That's just crazy to me. Max Scherzer, really look out for him. There was also something today. There were some betting odds today with Max Scherzer. If we take a look, let me see. I don't remember where I saw it, but let me see if I can just pull it up. if we take a look here, or actually maybe this is the article. I believe the Mets had the best odds to go get a Max Scherzer. Are you kidding me? The Mets? I don't see the Nationals doing that. I mean, come on. I don't see it. I don't see that at all. I really don't. I mean, the Nationals are hesitant to trade their star players, and let's say they've actually come to terms with trading away a Max Scherzer. They're not going to trade him to the Mets. Come on, get out of here. I don't see that happening. I definitely could see the Dodgers. I feel like the Dodgers have been eerily quiet. I feel like I haven't really heard too much about the Dodgers in the last week or two. Don't be surprised, because the Dodgers, hey, they got an all right farm system too. They're ranking currently 8th in Major League Baseball on Fangraphs. The Dodgers still have good prospects. They don't really care about money, it seems. Why couldn't they go get a Max Scherzer? I could see that happening. If we take a look at the Brewers, I mean, good grief. Could you imagine the Brewers? The Brewers. I mean, Corbin Burns, Brandon Woodruff, and a Max Scherzer. That's nuts. I feel like my gut feeling, I could see maybe the Yankees doing it. Especially, I mean, I don't know how they feel about a Trey Turner. I feel like a package of those two, and then you send back like a Gleyber Torres. I mean, I know that's kind of, I'm going video game mode right now, but I mean, I don't know. I mean, that's not too bad if you ask me, but I could definitely see the Astros getting on it. But I'm looking at a team with the prospects. I'm looking at a team like the Dodgers. I'm looking at a team like the Rays. And then you could even consider the Yankees too, because the Yankees have a very good farm system. I think a team, whatever team has the prospects to get it done, you know, like I don't see the Brewers doing it. I don't see the Mets doing it, because the Mets don't even have that great of a farm system anyway. It's pretty middle of the road. The Astros don't really have too much of a farm system as of right now on Fangraphs. They have the 25th best farm system. Milwaukee, as of right now, I mean, where's Milwaukee? Milwaukee's 23rd, so I don't see any of those teams doing it. Whoa, we got a super chat coming in. It's the Jolly Olive himself, $5. So happy for your growth. Oh, thank you very much, my friend. Thank you. I appreciate that. We've been working hard here, man. Much deserved. Hey, man. Hey, if I ever get to that point, especially where you're at, my friend, good grief. I mean, that would blow my mind. So, hey, Jolly Olive, man, you've been having a ton of success over on your channel. And congratulations with the John Boy Media, the collaboration you guys are having. I think that's awesome. That's awesome. John Boy Media, man. Good for you, my friend. Everyone, go follow Jolly Olive if you haven't. Makes great videos. I mean, seriously, top-notch videos. I always get my popcorn ready, my chips, my Dr. Pepper when those videos come ready for me. And, yeah, I still remember the first Jolly Olive video I ever saw. It was the one about Garrett Richards. And, yeah, it was right when Garrett Richards signed with the Red Sox, and I was like, oh, what's this? Why? This guy only has like 2,000 subscribers? Are you kidding me? And, yeah, I knew that channel was going to blow up. I knew it. So, good for you, man. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Really appreciate that. Everyone, go follow Jolly Olive, please. But Max Scherzer, getting back to Max Scherzer, I think a team that has the prospects to get it done. Hey, I definitely could see the Dodgers. Look out for the Rays. I could see that. Yankees, I think a package of a Trey Turner, Max Scherzer seems to make sense, but will it actually get done? I don't know about that. But, and again, it's no surprise, especially if ownership is not having any strong interest in, you know, getting an extension done. Maybe they want to save that extension money for Juan Soto. I could see something like that. But, man, I mean, this really changes the game, especially if a Trey Turner's available. That's nuts. That is absolutely nuts. Have to keep an eye on that for this week. So, Max Scherzer, expect that name to... Whoa! We got another super chat. We got 350 people in here. Michael Yench, Cubs are about to trade another player. I wonder who that next player is going to be. Is it going to be Kimbrel? Is it going to be Bryant? Is it going to be Rizzo? I don't think it's going to be. I don't think we're going to see Rizzo to the Red Sox, by the way. Can we please put an end to that? I don't think the Red Sox are going to go get an Anthony Rizzo. It doesn't really make any sense. The Red Sox are too close to that luxury tax line. And even if the Cubs pay down some of that contract, well, then the Red Sox are going to have to give up more prospects. And the Red Sox are trying to rebuild that farm system. Lou Merlone out there, you're telling me today that, oh, yeah, the Red Sox could definitely go get an Anthony Rizzo. Well, my friend, I don't know. I don't know if you understand how this stuff works, my friend. I know you played Major League Baseball, but I'm sorry. I don't see the Red Sox getting an Anthony Rizzo. I don't, because it doesn't make any sense. Chaim Bloom, the way he's been acting, the way he's been running that system so far since he's arrived, he's trying to bring in prospects. Going and getting an Anthony Rizzo, I mean, it doesn't make it just goes against everything. Now, if the Cubs said, hey, you know what? We'll pay down his contract, but you know what? We only want like these prospects that, none of your higher prospects, then yeah, sure, let's do it. But that's not going to happen. I don't see that happening. Anyway, so, Feinsand. Uh-oh. What's going on? I'm seeing a little something. I got another super chat. Oh, Andrew Chafin. My Mets could land Scherzer. What? The Mets could land Scherzer. I mean, the betting odds are saying so. Man, oh man. Thank you so much for the $2 super chat. Mark Feinsand 6 minutes ago is saying they are close to trading Andrew Chafin. I wonder. Andrew Chafin's been very good this year. If we go take a look, before I get to my next story, let's kind of look into this really quick. 373 people in the chat. Andrew Chafin, first off, I'm going to say this right now. I don't care what kind of stats this guy's putting up. I mean, sure, the ERA looks nice. The FIP looks nice. I don't care about any of that. You know what I care about with Andrew Chafin? Look at this guy's mustache. Are you kidding me? Look at the mustache. Please bring this guy to the Red Sox. Everyone would love it. Matthew Pilevsky, Indians for Ketel Marte, Bracco, Rosario, Morris. I mean, it looks good on paper, Matthew Pilevsky. I wonder. I think the Diamondbacks are going to end up keeping Marte. We haven't really heard much about Marte in the last, month. I don't think they're going to trade him. There was a story about a month and a half ago saying that they were probably going to hang on to him. I mean, the trade looks pretty good on paper. I would have to go plug it into the trade machine, but yeah, I mean, it looks all right on paper if you ask me. But is it gonna happen? Probably not. Unfortunately, I would have loved to see a Ketel Marte go somewhere. Would have been a good fit with the Indians. So thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Andrew Chafin, one more time, if you are just coming in, Mark Feinsand is telling us right now the Cubs are close to a deal. Man, oh man. I mean, where could he go? What team could use some bullpen help? The first team that I think of are the Phillies. They could use some bullpen help. Let's go take a look at where the Phillies currently rank when it comes to bullpens. They are not too great. Their starting pitching is pretty good. But the bullpen, they're 28th. I could definitely see Chafin. Could we see Dave Dombrowski wheel and deal? Go get an Andrew Chafin. There's some other teams. I mean, Toronto. Could you maybe... Oh, another super chat coming in. Who do I think the Mets will land? I feel like with the Mets, I could definitely see a starting pitcher of some sort. Maybe like a Tyler Anderson on the Mets. Someone that's not going to cost a lot. Not going to cost a lot of prospects. The Mets are trying to rebuild that farm system. If we take a look at the Mets, they have the 14th ranked farm system on Fangraphs as of right now. They're trying to bring some prospects in. They're trying to do both at the same time. They're trying to get guys to help out the major league team, but they're also being careful because they need to start replenishing that farm system. I could see someone like a Tyler Anderson, someone that's not going to cost too much. They did just get a Rich Hill, so I could see a bullpen arm. I don't think you're going to end up seeing anything crazy with the Mets. They've already made all their big moves. They made all the big moves in the offseason, and I know that doesn't sound very fun, but I mean, it is what it is. They made all their huge moves in the offseason. So I don't see the Mets really making any big splashes. So especially with the state of their farm system, it's not bad by any means, but I don't think you're going to see anything crazy. I don't think you're going to see Scherzer. I know that would be exciting, but I just don't see that happening. But anyway, we're looking out for Andrew Chafin right now, looking to see if anything's going to happen. So I could definitely see the Phillies. I could maybe even see the Red Sox doing this. I mean, Darwin's in Hernandez. I mean, you've had a couple of guys in this Red Sox bullpen. Josh Taylor's been pretty good. Oh, we're over 400 people in the chat. Everyone, thank you so much for subscribing. I'm seeing a lot of new subscribers right now. Really appreciate that. We're trying to get to 12K. Could we get to 12,000 subscribers by the end of the week? That would be insane. But yeah, I could maybe see the Red Sox doing something. He's not going to cost a lot, so that, he's making what, $2.75 million for the whole year, and there's a mutual option for next year. So, I don't know. Maybe the Red Sox could go after him. I mean, Josh Taylor's been pretty good, but Darwinson Hernandez is a little up and down. So, maybe the Red Sox, I could see that. I would just love to see that mustache come out of the bullpen. That'd be amazing. The Blue Jays, I could see it. Maybe Oakland. I could see Oakland maybe doing something. Could you see Houston? I think Houston could be a pretty good fit. They could use another arm out in that bullpen. The Giants, I think so. The Braves could definitely use another bullpen arm. Hey, I mean, maybe the Mets. Could the Mets go get an Andrew Chafin? I mean, I was kind of just saying maybe like a reliever that's not going to cost too much. So maybe the Mets. So, I mean, the Padres are always wheeling and dealing. Dodgers could use maybe another bullpen arm. There's a lot of teams that could use a bullpen arm. So we'll keep a close watch on Mark Feinson. So let me see if there's anything here. Let me refresh before I'll go to my next story here. So I'm not seeing anything new. Andrew Chafin. The Cubs are finalizing a deal that would send Andrew Chafin away. I mean, we're not really seeing anything. Look at how beautiful Andrew Chafin is. He's so beautiful. I mean, look at him. Look at the mustache. Look at the hair. Andrew Chafin is amazing. I mean, look at him. Look how happy he looks. Look how happy Andrew Chafin looks with that mustache. Are you kidding me? Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. So I'll come back to this. Let me know in the chat. Please let me know in the chat if you see anything. I got to get to my next story here. So here we go. So we have talked about Max Scherzer to start things off, but there was actually a trade that I want to go over real quick. With the Yankees, there was an actual trade today. We're going to probably see another actual trade here in a second with Andrew Chafin, but the Yankees did acquire themselves a bullpen arm, and they went and got themselves Clay Holmes from the Pittsburgh Pirates. You know, on the surface, this doesn't look too great, but I really think Clay Holmes can offer something for that bullpen. Clay Holmes, let's go look at the advanced numbers. I'm also seeing a couple of super chats coming in. Let me go take a look at those super chats here in 1 second. So let's take a look here at Mr. Clay Holmes. Let's take a look at the trade itself here on Baseball Trade Values. If anyone is new to Baseball Trade Values, I mean, I see a lot of people getting hate or giving hate on Baseball Trade Values. I mean, listen. I understand, some of this stuff, you kind of don't want to believe it sometimes. But this is one of the best trade simulators out there. And let me tell you why. So as of right now, they have had 210 real-life trades come into this simulator. Over 95% of them have been accepted by their model. It's not perfect by any means, but last time I checked, if you get a 95% on an exam, that's pretty good if you ask me. So, no, they're not going to get everything right all the time, and they are always open to, interpretation and whatnot. So that's what I like about them. Waffenest 88, what about the Mariners trying to swoop in for Scherzer? Maybe. They got a farm system. Or what do you predict they will do? Took 3 of 4 against Oakland, only a game and a half back. How exciting are the Seattle Mariners? So exciting. The Mariners, I thought maybe they would make a play for an Adam Frazier. They have been in talks with a Whit Merrifield. So about a Whit Merrifield. We'll have to wait and see. I definitely think they could use another bat. Again, I think a Whit Merrifield would be really good for that team. He can slide right into second base over Dylan Moore. I think that'd be really good. Another starting pitcher I think could be really good. That bullpen has been stellar this year. Stellar. It's been amazing. What a bullpen that's been. But they could use another starting pitcher. They could use another bat. Could they go for a Jose Berrios? Maybe someone under control for next season. I think they end up going for someone that helps them for next season and maybe even the next season, beyond that. Could they maybe make a call about Kyle Gibson on the Rangers? I know that would be an in-division trade, but I mean, why not? I mean, I think they need to go get someone that's going to help them for this year, go help them for next year. They have the prospects to be able to get it done, but at the same time, I think for the Mariners, don't go crazy. You got a good thing going right now. You got that farm system is churning right now. And I think for the Mariners, don't go too crazy. Go make smart moves. JD Sports Zone, $3. Teams are interested in Trey Turner. Yes, we just talked about that just earlier. That's a game changer. If Trey Turner ends up going somewhere and the Nationals just completely go into rebuild mode, oh man, Trey Turner on a team, he would help out any team. He can move around. What a year. Trey Turner, to me, I could make the argument that he's the most underrated player this year. Cedric Mullins is up there too, but I don't ever hear anyone talking about Trey Turner. The all-around game that he's providing this year is phenomenal. So anyway, back to baseball trade values. Here was the trade for a Clay Holmes. So as we can see here, I can't believe the Yankees gave up on Hoy-Jun Park. He didn't really have a spot, I guess, on the Yankees, but I mean, I don't know. This is a guy. Why not give this guy a chance, man? Why couldn't you just play him somewhere? Hey, for the Pirates, I think that could end up being pretty good. I mean, he is hitting really well in AAA this year. Wasn't hitting too well in AA, but hey, but for Clay Holmes, I think there's a lot to like about a Clay Holmes. So let me pull him up here. The advanced numbers paint a better picture for Clay Holmes. So let me actually pull up Baseball Savant as well. I have my espresso as well ready for tonight. I'm probably going to be up all night. I got about, 2 shots of espresso in here. I'm feeling pretty good. What can I say? Clay Holmes, the advanced numbers actually look really good. Got a good sinker. He throws hard. I think Clay Holmes, and he's under control. This is a guy that you're going to have for a little bit. The ERA doesn't look too good with him, but the FIP looks pretty good. So Clay Holmes, as of right now, ERA of 4.93, but the FIP is 4.06. The xERA is 3.57. The xFIP is 3.81. So sure, I saw a lot of people today, even someone, Josie McFly on Twitter, saying, oh, this is a horrible move. This guy's ERA is through the roof. And then it's like, hey, go look at the FIP. Go look at, the xFIP. The advanced numbers actually look pretty decent with him. And if we take a look, for some reason this is not loading for me, but let me see if I can give it another try. Come on, Baseball Savant, help me out here. Well, I may have to go back to that, but the advanced numbers look good with the Clay Holmes. The expected numbers are good. Hey, the guy has a couple of pretty decent pitches. He gets a lot of movement on that sinker, 5.3 inches of vertical movement compared to the average. So he's got a heavy sinker. It comes in hard at you, 95 to 98. He's going to give you good velocity. I think it could be just a different look for the Yankees out of that bullpen. Hey, I think overall, it could be pretty good. And so I have to wait and see how that goes. Not a major move by any means, but I think it looks better than, what it may seem on the surface. But let me real quick come back to you before I go to my next story. So I have a couple of super chats that I missed. So Brent plays Madden. I heard the Mets GM still wants starting pitching. Yes, I read that. I think, again, go get a starting pitcher that's, not going to cost you a lot of prospects. Someone like a Tyler Anderson, I could see something like that. Rich Hill was a perfect example. So I could see them doing another move like that. James F. with a $2 super chat. Is Jose Berrios a perfect fit for Toronto? I mean, let's be honest here. Jose Berrios is a perfect fit on pretty much any team, especially considering the fact that he's under control for next season. So he's having a pretty decent year this year. So Jose Berrios to me is like that really good, 2-3 guy in your rotation. I think, he's not going to be the ace of your staff, but if you go into the playoffs, a game 3, Jose Berrios, I'd be pretty confident with that. So for Toronto, absolutely. I think he would be a great fit on Toronto. Absolutely. Thank you for the super chat. Caleb Allbritton, I'm betting on it. A Rays trade. I feel like the Rays are going to do something this week. Once I saw the Max Scherzer thing, even if they don't end up getting a Max Scherzer, at least they're looking into things. You know what I mean? Like they're looking at stuff. They're not afraid. They're going to go for it. And why not? They have a good team. Go win a World Series. Who cares if you have the best farm system every single year? Go win a World Series. This team is good. The Rays are being slept on, I think. WA Finest 88. What about the Mariner? Oh, wait, no, I did that one. Yes, thank you again for that one. JD Sports Zone with that super chat earlier. All right, so I think I'm all caught up. Oh, was it the A's? Oh, it was the A's. Oh. Oh, I did mention the A's. I thought, that could have been a good team. I thought the A's could have been good. They needed a bullpen arm, especially after losing Trevor Rosenthal. Breaking news. We got some news. The A's are on the verge of acquiring left-handed reliever Andrew Chafin from the Cubs. Hey, that mustache is going to fit perfectly over there in Oakland. I think this is a good move. If we take a look, I pulled up the rankings earlier with the bullpens. Oakland needs another one. They're right there in the West. They're right there. They have a wild card as of right now. They're 20th overall. I think that's going to be really good for their bullpen. The ERA overall for their bullpen is a 3.78, but you got to watch out for that FIP. It's a little higher, but that xFIP is almost a full run higher. Look out for that. So with an Andrew Chafin, if we actually go pull him up really quick, Andrew Chafin on Fangraphs. So if we take a look at his xFIP, so it's actually pretty funny because his xFIP, which means that it has to do with the fly balls and whatnot. He gives up more fly balls than other guys. So his xFIP is actually a lot higher than his FIP and his ERA. His xFIP is almost 2 full runs higher. So they're gonna have to watch out for that. Hopefully, but Andrew Chafin, he's going to improve your bullpen. He's going to come over there and he's going to give you some good innings. Andrew Chafin, man, that mustache, it's perfect. The mustache is perfect for Oakland. Hey, Dennis Eckersley? I mean, come on, that mustache fits right in. I mean, hey, I love it. I love it. So, but yeah, one more time. Ken Rosenthal reporting the A's are on the verge of acquiring left-hander Andrew Chafin. I wish there was a way to pull up this trade. I'm not seeing who is going to be involved. So once I see who's involved, I'll go plug it in on baseball trade values and I'll see if their model approved the trade. So we'll go take a look at that. But so yeah, let's get to our next story. So we just had a super chat regarding a Jose Berrios. Hey, Jose Berrios' name has been in the news. We're going to go Twins heavy for the next few stories. So let's start off with a Jose Berrios. Jose Berrios, as of right now, he is drawing strong interest from the Padres and the Dodgers. There's also a lot of other teams out there looking for starting pitching. You got the Giants there. I could see the Giants making a phone call. You got the teams like the Yankees. They could use another starting pitcher. The Blue Jays earlier with the super chat that I was talking about, they could go use a guy like a Jose Berrios. Wouldn't be surprised to see a Jose Berrios land out in the NL West. I think also the Rays would be a good fit for Jose Berrios. So let's go take a look here at the story. So let me pull it up really quick. One second. I have like a million tabs open here. Let me close out some of these tabs. Here we go. All right, so here is the latest on Jose Berrios. So John Morosi tweeted out today. I believe this is the tweet here. Nope, that's not the right tweet. So was it this one? Nope, wasn't that one. I'm giving away all my stories here. So let me open this one here. Alrighty, so here we go. John Morosi said today the Twins are discussing Jose Berrios in trade talks with multiple teams, including the Padres and the Dodgers. Again, like I said, the Rays are dangerous, but so are the Dodgers. The Dodgers have a good farm. They have some guys there that they can trade. So where could he end up going? I really think it's like, it sounds so crazy saying it, but like at this point, you got to think the Padres, they're going to make another trade in some way, shape, or form, whether that's a Max Scherzer, Jose Berrios. They're just getting these trades done. I mean, they have just been they've traded away, it feels like, their whole farm system at this point. So they were the number 1 farm system at one point, and now they are all the way down to number 16 on Fangraphs. So they have gone all the way from number 1 all the way down to number 16. So but I would not be surprised to see the Padres go for Jose Berrios. Let's go plug in some trades, huh? Let's go plug these in. We're almost at 500 people in the chat. Wow. I haven't had more than 500 people, I think, since the Trevor Bauer signing. So everyone, if you are new, thank you for joining tonight. If you are new, think about hitting that subscribe button. We're trying to get to 12,000 subscribers. Hey, if we could do that by the end of the week, that would be insane. Everyone, if you can, hit that like button for me as well. But let's go take a look here. What would it take for a team like the Dodgers? Let's go to the Dodgers first. I think the Dodgers might have a better chance of getting a Jose Berrios. But we'll take a look here. So pulling up, let me pull up the Dodgers top prospects. Okay, so for the Twins, let's send over a Jose Berrios. He's got a value of 42.9. So if you're wondering how baseball trade values gets these values, if you're wondering, they all they do, it's a simple formula. They take their value of how they're performing on the field. They subtract the salary from that, right? So let me actually show you. Let me go Jose Berrios Fangraphs. So baseball trade values has a bit of their own formula of how they come up with the performance value. But let me just use Fangraphs here just for a quick reference. So if you go to baseball trade value, they have something on, or sorry, if you go to Fangraphs, they have a thing here called value. So every player has this. It's called value. So if you go down all the way to the bottom, it says right here how much money they're worth based off of how they're doing. So they combine all of these different numbers here. It's they take in wins above replacement, all of this stuff, the runs above replacement, FDP wins, so on. Fangraphs, they love their numbers. So, but this is the number that they spit out. 18.3 million is what he is worth. Now, if you take how much he's making, he's right now this year making 6.1 million. So, Fangraphs, that would spit out to, if you subtract the salary from what he's making or what he's I cannot talk right now. If you subtract the salary from how he's the value that they're giving him on the field, that comes out to around 12. So baseball trade values, they have their own system in play where they take into consideration how many years they have left of control, their injury history, their age, and so on. And also the market. They take into account what is the market like. So that is where they are getting this number for a Jose Berrios. They're saying he is worth right around... Oh, Atlas, thank you for subscribing. Everyone else, whoever else is subscribed tonight, thank you so much. So they're saying he has a value of around 43 million. It's pretty hefty, So for the Dodgers, what would you have to give up here? Let's take a look at their top prospects. Don't think you're going to have to give up a Kyber Ruiz. Probably not a Josiah Gray. So maybe someone like a Michael Busch. I mean, could you maybe give up a Josiah Gray? I mean, I don't see why you couldn't. I feel like they wouldn't. Oh, we got another super chat coming in. Sam Boba, 199. What's a move the Mets should make, in my opinion? I personally believe, I mentioned this earlier, go get some depth. They need depth. They need, a starting pitcher would be nice. You don't know what's going to happen with Carrasco. Hopefully DeGrom is healthy. Hopefully he's healthy. You don't know what's going to happen with Syndergaard. I think a bullpen arm would be nice. They just need some depth, but they can't go crazy because they need to watch out with that farm system as well. So, thank you for the 199 super chat, my friend. Really appreciate that. But for the Dodgers, let's say, all right, let me plug in a couple of guys. Let's say like a Josiah Gray, 28.5. I'm not saying that's going to happen. I'm plugging in some numbers right now. Johnny Frias, $2 super chat. Yankees and Story heating up. I see the bacon there, my friend. It's sizzling. I mean, I said a while ago, I think, why not the Yankees go after a Trevor Story? I have seen a couple of things where they want to maybe go play him out in center field. That is nuts to me. Why would you go play Trevor Story out in center field? I don't see that happening at all. The guy's never played center field professionally. I mean, you're giving up prospects and you're going to go throw out a guy in center field and he's going to be a rental? I don't see that happening at all. So, but back to the trade here. Thank you for the super chat. Really appreciate it. But yeah, so let's plug in a Josiah Gray. And why not? Let's throw in a Michael Busch as well. So where's Busch? Let's do alphabetical. So Busch has a value of 21.1. So that's actually probably a little too high. Probably don't have to do that. So let's take out Bush. Who would be their next guy? So Cody Huesi. I think I'm pronouncing that right. I apologize if I'm not. Let's go Huesi. Oh, he has a 6.8. Not as much of a value there. How about someone like maybe like a Bobby Miller? How about Bobby Miller? Probably Bobby Miller. I mean, 19.6. I mean, it's still a little. I mean, well, it is trade deadline. So in this case, it's a minor overpay. So I don't see. I mean, would I give up a Josiah Gray? No. But there it is. Breaking news official. MLB.com just sent it out. So yeah, it's looking like it's a done deal. So hopefully we can get the players in here of who the guys are going back to the Cubs. I'm interested in that. There it is. Andrew Chafin going to Oakland. Michael Yanks, thank you so much. Hey, good move for Oakland. I love that move. But you could maybe see, let's say you don't give up a Josiah Gray. Let's take him out. I mean, I don't know. I would see maybe the Twins saying, hey, send us back Josiah Gray, your number 2 guy. Jose Berrios is a young starting pitcher. It doesn't sound like it's too out of the question. I don't know. Maybe let's put in a, what would it be? I don't know. I don't think they would give up Kyber. I mean, Kyber Ruiz, you got Will Smith playing really well. Could Ruiz be a guy? I mean, I don't know if he's at 40.7. Nah, I wouldn't. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe he could be a part of like a separate deal. He is expendable in my opinion, unless they can move him away. Move him to maybe a different position possibly. Eric Howell just subscribed. Thank you so much. So, I don't know. Maybe a Gonsolin instead of a Josiah Gray. And then maybe throw in another prospect. Maybe like I had a Huesi in here. So, I mean, I don't know. Maybe something like this. You know, you got Gonsolin, who is a major league ready guy. Huesi, third base prospect. Maybe a Bobby Miller. You know, that's a pitching prospect as well. Maybe something like this. Maybe even throw in another guy to sweeten the pot. But, you know, I think this is what it's going to take. Something like this. Not exactly that. But maybe something like that could get a Jose Berrios for you. We have broken 500 people in the chat. Awesome, everyone. Thank you for coming out tonight. Let's take a look at the Padres. So, to me, I think the Dodgers have a better chance at getting a Jose Berrios. Just because the Dodgers have the better prospects as of right now. So, but let's go plug it in. What would it take for the Padres to get a Jose Berrios? I mean, I think you got to have a conversation. You know, I don't know. Could you send back Paddock maybe? I don't know. I feel like that kind of defeats the... I don't know. Do you want to give up on Paddock just yet? Probably not. Let's say if you're just going prospects. Robert Hassel. I don't know. I don't think they get rid of a Campusano. But, I mean, if you did Campusano and Hassel, that's a bit of an overpay. Let's not do Campusano. Maybe Weathers? You know, actually, that's pretty similar to the Dodgers trade in terms of value. Hassel and Weathers? Something like that? I don't know. They like Weathers, though. I mean, could you do a Mackenzie Gore? 16.1 value. Actually, no, that probably... Nah, they're not going to do that, probably. But, yeah, I mean, I think the Padres could get something done. They have some options. They do. They have a couple of guys. You're not going to see them give up on Abrams. That's not going to happen. I wonder if they include a Paddock. I wonder, you know, Paddock's been... I don't know. Let me pull up Chris Paddock. I feel like they won't get rid of Paddock. That wouldn't make any sense to me. The ERA is high, but that FIP is good. So, 4.14 FIP. You know, 9 strikeouts per 9, roughly. So, or no, he's got a 3.85 FIP. I was looking at the wrong thing. The FIP is a lot better for a Chris Paddock. The ERA looks bad, 5.17, but that FIP paints a much better picture for a Chris Paddock. So, I don't know. Do you involve him in a trade? I mean, if you did, you wouldn't have to give up too much. You know, you can take out Hassel here. I don't know. You're basically replacing Paddock with a Jose Berrios at this point. Oh, Michael Yanks, he says yes. Go for it. Trade Paddock. So, I mean, if you did Paddock, you wouldn't have to give up really too much. I don't know. I don't really see it. I don't really see that happening. I don't know. Maybe Morahan. Morahan at Paddock. I don't see that. I don't know. I feel like you could, if you're the Padres, you could get something done for a Jose Berrios if you really wanted to. I think the Dodgers are better equipped. I could even see the Giants getting in on it. Why not the Giants? Why not add to your riches? You have good starting pitching this year. Let's do a Jose Berrios on the Giants. Let's see what that would look like. So, Berrios. The Giants, let's take a look. Whoa, Super Chats are coming in hot tonight. Taz Zach, who is a big name, the Giants. It's so funny because I'm talking about Jose Berrios right now. I think Jose Berrios, is a name you'll see the Giants get linked to. I think Max Scherzer. I think they're going to do something to where they're in it. They have the best record in baseball. Go for it. You got a farm. You got the farm, to go make something happen. They have the 11th best farm system right now. You could make something happen. I think they got something. They got some guys in that farm system that can get some trades done. But let's take a look. Let's see the Giants. Let's see. What would it take? What would it take to get a Jose Berrios? Don't think you get rid of Luciano. They're not going to get rid of a Bart. They're not going to get rid of a Ramos, probably. I mean, could you maybe get rid of a Ramos? Ramos has a 22.1. Actually, maybe. Mr. Noob plays. What should the Yankees trade for besides Story? The Yankees need guys that are athletic. They need guys that can run. They need guys that can run the bases, steal some bases. They could maybe use a left-handed bat. I guess I don't think the Yankees are really that far off. I think they just need some guys that can glue that team together. They need some athleticism. They need some guys, instead of just going station to station, base to base, hitting home runs, get some guys that can make things happen on the bases. Get some guys that can help you be a little more aggressive. I don't know. I think they got to get rid of Aaron Boone. I don't think Aaron Boone's the guy. At this point, geez, if you traded away, just for fun, like if you traded away an Aaron Boone right now, you'd get literally a bag of potato chips. You wouldn't even get a bag of potato chips. Aaron Boone stinks. And I'm saying that in all due respect. He has just been, I don't know what to say about Aaron Boone. It's like, they just don't seem like they're playing for him. I don't know. They're just not an aggressive team. I don't know, man. I don't know. But anyway, let's go Jose Berrios here. Giants. So, I don't know. Maybe throw in a Ramos. I don't know. Bishop. Maybe one more guy. I don't know if they do that. Let's say they hang on to... let's take Ramos out of it. Let's take Ramos. Let's throw in Bishop. Paddock in the last 3 years has not been good. Get him out of here. Michael Yench does not want Chris Paddock. He wants Chris Paddock out of town. Man. So, I don't know. If you're the Giants here, maybe... you got Matos. Why not? Let's throw in Ramos because you do have a Matos there. Matos ranks a little lower than a Ramos. But, or maybe let's put a Luis Matos in here. Let's do that. Let's say they keep Ramos. And, what does that put you? 40.50. So, hey, one more guy that can get it done. I don't know. Let's put in, Luis Toribio. Toribio, where are you at? Yeah, here we go. So, I don't know, maybe something like this. Bit of a minor overpay. And, I don't know, something like that. You'd have to give up Bishop, who would be your number 4 prospect. Matos is your number 7 prospect. And number 10, Luis Toribio. So, I don't know, maybe something like this. I could definitely see one of these teams out west going for Jose Berrios. I'd love to see him on the Rays. I think the Rays could really work some magic with a Jose Berrios, make him even better. Have to wait and see what ends up happening here. But let's move on from this. But we're going to stay with the Twins. Another guy on the Minnesota Twins right now is drawing some interest, and that is Max Kepler. Max Kepler is drawing some interest out there. One of the teams is the Yankees. The Yankees getting involved here, looking at a guy like a Max Kepler. There have been preliminary talks on a Max Kepler. So let me close out some of these here. Hold on. Let's get rid of this one. Kepler. Here we go. All right, so John Morosi said this morning. Twins have had preliminary trade conversations on Max Kepler. The Yankees are one possible fit given their shortage of left-handed hitting. Let's pull up Max Kepler on Fangraphs. Alrighty, so Max Kepler, again, I think the Yankees need some guys that are going to bring some athleticism into that lineup. Kepler will do that. He has a 3.3 base running, so he's going to be okay on the bases. The problem with Kepler, he's got power, a little bit of power. He's got some RBIs in there. He'll steal a few bases here and there, but that on base has not been very good. The average is low. The slugging is decent, though. I don't know. Max Kepler, to me, I don't know. I mean, really, listen, we can't just say the Yankees are going to go get this guy because he's a left-handed bat. I mean, you could go, dig up Babe Ruth out of the grave. Is he going to help your lineup out right now? No. Like, just because he's left-handed, But, just because a guy is left-handed doesn't mean he's going to help out your team. You got to have a guy that he's going to, what are the tools that he's going to bring to the game or bring to your team? So with a Max Kepler, I don't know why this is not loading right now. Baseball Savant, you are killing me. I'm trying to use you guys here as a reference for the advanced numbers, and Baseball Savant, you're killing me. I don't know, man. But what I'm seeing here, I'm not seeing a good on base. I'm seeing some home runs. I'm seeing some RBIs. He strikes out. Let me take a look at the splits as well. Here we go. Standard splits. So, he's not hitting lefties. 189 against lefties. So, that's a bust. I mean, he's hitting righties, but the lefties he does not hit it well against. I don't know. I don't see it. I don't know. I don't think Max Kepler is really going to solve a lot of problems for the Yankees. I don't think it's going to be a good fit. I don't know. He's under control. He's not a free agent until they have a team option for 2024. I could see Kepler staying. I don't know. Like a team that maybe could. I don't think he's going to help the Yankees out very much. I don't see what he's going to do. He strikes out a bit. I don't know. I'm not really seeing it. I don't really see a fit with a Kepler. I mean, just because he's a left-handed bat, that's not really saying much. But, yeah, I don't know. Got to keep an eye out on a Max Kepler, though. And if we take a look here, there wasn't any other teams mentioned here. So, Ben Carlson, what are you talking about? Yankees don't have the prospects to make that happen. Ben Carlson, are you kidding me? Have you looked at Fangraphs lately? The Yankees are number 4. Come on, Ben Carlson. What are you doing? What are you saying? No. The Yankees can get a trade done if they really... The Yankees can get a lot of trades done. They have the prospects. They have one of the better farm systems. John Heyman. What is going on with John Heyman? Is this an actual trade? Nats message to other teams. Everyone but Juan Soto is available. The reason Trey Turner is not included with Soto is the team has been unable to lock him up in their past attempts. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Is there news on the Andrew Chafin trade? Real quick before I move on. Yeah, Max Kepler, I don't know. I just don't see him really doing too much. I don't know. He doesn't hit righties very well. Wait, what is going on with this? What do you mean email? What is happening? Here we go. Do we have the players yet who are involved? I don't think he's really going to cost a lot. Let me actually go plug this in. Real quick, before I move on to my next story, let me quickly go plug in the Andrew Chafin move. Cubs. Where are you at? Cubs. So Chafin is not going to cost you a lot. Chafin. So he's got a 1.6 value. So I'm not really seeing anything crazy. Just one or two minor prospects for a Chafin. I'm not really seeing much there. So he's got a 1.6 value. So Greg Dykman is one of the players for Chafin. Let me actually pull up Ken Rosenthal's Twitter here. So here we go. AAA outfielder Greg Deichmann. All right, so I can plug him in. Doing pretty well at Las Vegas this year. Wow, really? I feel like what is his value? Why aren't another players pulling up here? Oh, seriously, baseball trade values. Come on, what are we doing? Why is it not pulling? Oh, because I have this typed in. Oopsies. So here we go. Deichmann. Oh, wow. Wow. Ooh, a bit of an overpay here. Ooh. Ooh. Bit of an overpay. Look at the Cubs getting Deichmann. Wow, look at that. If we go pull up the rankings here for the A's. So Deichmann's the number 9 guy right now. I like it. Good power guy. 55 power, 55 arm. Oh, super chat. Who do we got coming in? Main Adventures. Max is open to trades. By the way, hit that like button. Main Adventures has called everyone out in the chat to hit that like button. We're almost at 200 likes. Can we get to 200 likes? Can we get to 200 likes? But yeah, Greg Deichmann. Hey, good get. He's good in the field. So, I mean, he seems like more of like a left fielder kind of a guy. Not really too much of a run tool. He's got a good arm. But, so yeah, he's strong. He profiles has a strong arm. Profiles as a power hitting corner outfielder. He seems like a left fielder kind of a guy to me. So, hey, I like it. Inning AAA this year. Hitting, doing really well. 300 average. 4 homers, 34 RBIs. He's got a 432 on base. He's having a really good year. So, good for the Cubs. Cubs right now are looking very good in that trade. Mr. New plays. Do you think the Yanks trade one of their big guys? In terms of big guys, do you mean someone like a Jason Dominguez or like prospect-wise? Or do you mean like on the major league roster? Like Gleyber Torres, something like that? I mean, I don't know if the Yankees would ever trade Gleyber Torres. They just seem to love the kid. But I don't know. If the right deal comes along, maybe. I don't think they get rid of a Dominguez. I could see them giving up someone like a Peraza, maybe. I don't know, maybe a Davy Garcia, maybe a Clark Schmidt. I feel like Dominguez is untouchable at this point. I don't know. I just feel like this guy's so hyped. But yeah, maybe like a Peraza, a Gill, something like that, a Medina maybe. So I think everyone is on the table prospect-wise except Jason Dominguez. They also don't seem to really want to get rid of Clark Schmidt. I feel like, a lot of teams have been trying to get him in the last couple of years. So, yeah, I got to watch out for that. But I definitely see the Yankees doing something. So, we'll have to wait and see. But moving on to our next story. So, we're going to stay on the Twins. We've said, hey, Berrios is on the market. We got Kepler on the market. There's another guy, big name guy, one more Minnesota Twin, and that is Josh Donaldson. Josh Donaldson, keep an eye out for him. As of right now, the Brewers, they're maybe looking at the possibility of a Josh Donaldson. Here we go. Let's go pull up the story here. 1 second. Here we go. All right, so John Heyman reported this actually earlier this evening. The Brewers have checked in on Josh Donaldson. Seems like a long shot as he's high-priced, owed $60 million through 2023, but they did try for Justin Turner in the offseason. So if we go take a look, let me close this out. Max Kepler, I don't need this anymore. Let's go to the Brewers as of right now. So they're infield right now. We're looking at currently Luis Urias at third base. They had, they've had some other guys there, but they had Travis Shaw there at one point. I don't know. That didn't really work out. But Urias has kind of been okay. Low average, but the on base is fine. He's got some home runs there. Fielding-wise has not been great this year. So, I don't know. Maybe you could send him back in a trade. You're going to have to get creative, though. And I have an idea. So, let's go take a look here. Let's pull up the Brewers. Let's pull up the Twins. Now, here is the catch with the Josh Donaldson. You're probably thinking, oh man, Josh Donaldson, the bringer of rain, it's gonna take a lot to get him. Well, not so fast. If we go take a look at the value of a Josh Donaldson, got a negative value at 16.8. So, however, let's say you include a Jose Berrios. Well, now, hey, that gets rid of that negative value. That gets rid of it completely, and now you're in a surplus. Now, if you are the Twins in this situation, now you can get something back. So, why not package these two together? If you really want to get out of that contract with a Josh Donaldson, well, there you go. I mean, your problem is solved. You get a third baseman. You get a starting pitcher. I think this seems to make a lot of sense for the Brewers. You got some of the best starting pitching out there. You know, I mean, why not just add to your riches? Go get a Jose Berrios. And my goodness, that rotation is insane. And then you get some power with a Josh Donaldson. Hopefully the guy can stay healthy. But, hey, and this seems to make sense to me. Now, if you're the Milwaukee Brewers, let's go take a look. If you're the Brewers, what would it take here? Now, I wonder if a Garrett Mitchell would be in play. They just drafted him. Actually, what's he up to? He's doing pretty good so far. Okay, it looks like he's adjusting to Double-A a little bit. 301. He was killing it in high A ball. I mean, good grief. But he's moved over to Double-A. Looks like he's adjusting a little bit. I feel like the Brewers I don't think they move on from a Garrett Mitchell. This is their first round pick last year. I don't know about that. But we just said a Luis Urias. So let's throw him in there. What would that bring it to? I mean, this is looking pretty decent if you're asking me right now. Send back a young Luis Urias, and you're pretty close in the values. Throw in one prospect, and then that's not too bad. Where are those top prospects at? Maybe an Ethan Small. Maybe something like that. Where is Ethan Small? 6.6. I mean, we might have something here, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, this is looking pretty good. I mean, the Brewers are getting a starting pitcher for this year and next year. You're getting Josh Donaldson, who's under control for a few more years. Sure, he's getting older, but, you know, it's Josh Donaldson. He's having himself a pretty decent year. And then for the Twins, you're getting Small, and you're getting Luis Urias. I don't know, maybe throw in one more prospect here to kind of sweeten the pot, and then you might have something. Maybe let's throw in I don't know, Cuero. Let's throw in Cuero. Maybe that's a little too much. Probably not Cuero. Maybe throw in a guy, I don't know, maybe a Hamilton. Something like that. Hamilton, number 27 prospect. Maybe Para. Something like that. I don't know. You could get something done. I think if you're the Brewers, to me personally, this makes some sense. I think if you want to get rid of a Josh Donaldson, throw in a Jose Berrios with him. You're able to get out of that contract. And then you can get a couple of pieces in return. You can get a Luis Urias here, a young infielder. He can play third. He can play short. So, I don't know. If you don't include a Luis Urias, I think it's going to be tough for the Brewers to get this done. I don't think it would happen without like something like this. I mean, unless you include a Garrett Mitchell, who has a value of 24. I don't see that. Maybe a Terang, possibly. I mean, Terang is their number 2 prospect. Would you do that? I mean, you could do Terang, take out Urias, and then throw in one more guy here. I don't know. Let's just throw in Olsen. Olsen would be... Where is Olsen? Am I completely missing him? Whatever. Someone like this. Or maybe... I don't know. Whatever. Let's just say Hamilton, number 27 guy. And then maybe you can get something done. Hey, my Red Sox just won. That's what I like to see. But I don't know. I think you can get something done if you're the Brewers. Maybe not include a Luis Urias, but you're going to have to give up something decent. We'll have to wait and see what happens there. But I think that is enough Minnesota Twins talk for now. But we just mentioned the Brewers. We're just talking about the Brewers here. They've actually made a phone call about someone else, about another shortstop out there that, hey, his name's pretty popular if you ask me. And this guy, he has actually had a bit of interest from another team out there in the AL East, and that is Trevor Story. It's looking like right now the Yankees have made a call. It looks like the Yankees have actually made an offer for a Trevor Story, and the Brewers have made a phone call as well. So let's go take a look at the story real quick here. Let's pull up the tweet. We got a couple of tweets here. Okay, I got to close out some of these tabs. Hold on 1 second for me. Got a lot of tabs open right now. We can click out of that one. We can click out of that one. All right, I think we're good for now. But here we go. Here is the story. All right, so John Heyman reporting earlier tonight, the Yankees have made a trade offer for Trevor Story. No evidence of any traction there at this point. Rockies haven't definitely decided to trade him, though it would seem there is a good chance they do. Remember, you don't have to trade a Trevor Story if you are the Rockies, because you could offer him the qualifying offer in the offseason, and if he turns it down, moves to goes to another team, they get a draft pick for him. So they don't have to trade him necessarily if they don't like any packages that are being offered to him or offered for him. Then they could just hang on to him and just get that draft pick. I definitely think come on. Here's the problem. Here is the problem with Trevor Story. He's not having a great year in terms of the stats. So let's pull up Trevor Story here. He's going to be a rental. He's only hitting .242. 12 home runs. He does have 17 stolen bases, so he's going to give you some athleticism out there. And to me, the Yankees need something like that. He's got a .737 OPS. That on base is low. I don't know. Trevor Story, I don't know, man. I don't know. Let me actually pull up the game log. Let's see how he's been doing lately. He's been doing a little better lately. Let's just go July. So in the month of July, he is only hitting .179 in July. He's got 3 home runs. He's got a .240 on base. I don't know. Does this guy want to go to another team? I'm just saying. I mean, this guy is not helping himself out by any means. So, wait, is that career games? Oh, no, that's right. So, but yeah, Trevor Story, to me, I don't know if any team's going to want to give up a lot for him because he's simply just not really getting it done this year, and he's only going to be a rental. So, I don't know. Where he will help you, though, is in the field. He's very good in the field. If we take a look on Fangraphs, as of right now, he has a 7.9 defensive rating on Fangraphs. That's very good. So, he's going to give you some base running as well, a 2.9 BSR. So, the bat is just lagging. I don't know what's going on. Maybe he just needs a little pep in his step and maybe go to another team, kind of get that bat going a little bit. I don't know. But for Trevor Story, let's pull him up here. Let's do a trade here with Trevor Story. If you were to put him with the Yankees. Now, the problem is you have Gleyber Torres. So, how would you figure this out? I mean, Torres, you can move him over to second. So in this case, it works. It would work. But then, when Luke Voit, if he comes back, what's going to happen with him? I don't know. I guess you just put him on the bench. I don't know. I mean, Stanton is the biggest logjam ever. Giancarlo Stanton, man, is just, oof. That's rough, man. That is rough. But I think Stanton really, really log jams that lineup a lot. But if you do want to go get a Trevor Story, you could move Torres over to second. DJ LeMahieu can play first, and then that does that. But what do you do with Luke Voit when he comes back? That's the question. So if you are the Brewers, I mean, you just got Willy Adames. You could. Where are the Brewers? There we go. Brewers. I mean, you could. Oh, darn it. Brewers. So, I mean, Colton Wong is at second right now. I don't know. Could you put him at third? You could put him at third and Urias can go to the bench. I mean, Adames has been amazing for the Brewers. So, unless you can move Adames over. I don't know. I think they could figure it out if the Brewers really wanted to go get a Trevor Story. They could make it work. So, have to wait and see. But let's pull up a trade here. Let's say, I think the Yankees make more sense as of right now than the Brewers do. So, let's go. Actually, let me put let's put this as the Rockies. And let's put this as the Yankees. Okay, so for the Rockies, I believe Story has like a value of around like 13 to 15 as of right now. Yeah, 13.9. So his value was higher at one point this year. It was in the 20s, but now it's at a 13.9. So, and you got to also consider there's not much of a market for shortstops right now. So that's going to bring the value down even lower. So, but for the Yankees, you could get something done if you wanted to, and you wouldn't have to give up really any top prospects. If we take a look at the Yankees' top prospects as of right now, I don't think you wouldn't have to give up a Peraza in this situation. Maybe something like a Medina. I mean, everyone loves the Clint Frazier, Estevan Florial, Miguel Andujar trade scenarios, but I mean, maybe could you do something like that? Could you maybe see Estevan Florial get a new home? Maybe. So, I don't know. Maybe like even Duran. You wouldn't have to give up Duran. Is it Duran? Duran? Sorry if I'm saying that wrong. But I don't know. Maybe something like an Alcantara gets that done. I don't know. Or even just, I don't know. Alcantara as of right now. Kevin Alcantara is number 12. And then, I don't know. Alcantara and maybe like Albert Abreu. Maybe. If we go Albert Abreu. It's at 0.5. So probably not Abreu. Maybe Josh Breo. How do you say that? That's 1.5. So no, that's probably not going to work. Maybe Sakema? I don't know. Whatever. Let's just put in Sakema. 5.3. So maybe something like this gets it done. I don't know. The point here is if you're the Yankees, you wouldn't have to give up any of your top. You wouldn't have to give up really any of your top 10 prospects, I think. And I think that's actually realistic because I don't think teams really want to give up top prospects for. Oh, we got a super chat. Michael Carrillo. What happened with Cole Hamels? He asked for too much. What is going on with Cole Hamels? What's going on with him? I feel like he could help a team. Where's Cole Hamels? So that's another name to keep an eye out for. Thank you for the $2 super chat. But yeah, for the Yankees, if you want to get a Trevor Story, I don't think it's really going to cost you all that much. I think it's going to, I think you can get a couple of prospects, maybe in the 10 to 15 range. And I think that's realistic too, because it's not like a Max Scherzer, where Max Scherzer is an absolute game changer. Trevor Story, to me, he's not really like that game changer kind of a guy. I think it'd be nice to put on your team, but I don't think to me, Trevor Story, I wouldn't give up top prospects for him. I could maybe give up a couple of these guys. I could see something like that. Maybe like an Alcantara. Maybe like, number 17, Everson Pereira. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Whatever. But, one of these guys in the mid-tier range, I could see that. So, yeah, I think Trevor Story to the Yankees, don't sleep on that idea. There's other teams out there. I mean, maybe the White Sox could do something with him too. I don't know. Have to wait and see what ends up happening with Trevor Story. But I will also not be surprised as well to see Trevor Story just end up staying in Colorado. They offer him the qualifying offer, and they get a draft pick for him later on. So let's move on. Since we are, what do we got here? So, okay, here we go. So our next story, let's focus on some bullpen help. This is a big name out there. And we got, well, actually, I don't know. This team just got a reliever, so maybe this team is not going to be interested in this one anymore. But we got Richard Rodriguez. Richard Rodriguez is drawing some interest out there. And one team were the A's, but they just got Chafin. I mean, they could still go get a Richard Rodriguez if they want to, but another team to consider, the Toronto Blue Jays. Let's go take a look. Here we go. So the title of this was Athletics are interested in Richard Rodriguez, but I don't know. I don't know if this happens now. They just got Chafin. But there are plenty of other teams could use some bullpen help. I mean, look at these teams that could use some bullpen help. Yankees, Blue Jays, White Sox, Phillies. The Phillies, definitely. The Mets. You got the Mariners there, too. So, Mariners have a great bullpen, but do they want to add to their riches, maybe? Possibly. We'll have to wait and see. But Richard Rodriguez, this is a guy where he is under control. I think that's a very underrated thing about a Richard Rodriguez. He's not a free agent until 2024. And he's not expensive. He's having a good year. 2.82 ERA, 14 saves. That FIP of 2.58 is looking pretty good. He doesn't strike out a ton of guys. So I think if he's not your closer, he's a solid setup guy. Definitely a very good, very, very good middle relief guy. But to me, I think this is a guy you can put in the back end of your bullpen. I could see a team like the Blue Jays going for him. They've added some bullpen help this year. I definitely think why not keep going. I think the Braves would be a really good fit if they want to stay in it. I think the Phillies would be a really good fit. But let's take a look. What is it going to cost for a Richard Rodriguez? So, Richard Rodriguez, where are you at, my friend? So he's got a value of $11.3 million. And for the Blue Jays, I think they got some guys that could make that worth it. So let's pull up the Toronto Blue Jays. The Toronto 530 people. We are still over 500 people in this chat. You guys are absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. So thank you everyone for coming out. If you haven't already, hit that like button for me. Hit that subscribe button if you can, if you are new. So the Blue Jays, they could get something done. Why couldn't the Blue Jays get something done? Why not? Let's go take a look. And the Pirates, they're adding prospects left and right. This is exactly what they needed to do. You're not going to have to give up any top prospects here. Where did that? There we go. You're not going to have to give up a Groshans, Pearson, Martin, Woods Richardson. Definitely not a Moreno. You wouldn't have to give up anyone in your top 10. I mean, maybe a CJ Van Eyck. I could see something like that. Let's plug him in. CJ Van Eyck. He's got a 3.3 value. So maybe throw in one more guy. Someone like a Lopez, maybe. Actually, might it's going to take a little bit. I mean, I think these guys are pretty expendable. I mean, Van Eyck you would like to keep. But I could see an Otto Lopez. I mean, Geraldo maybe. And Geraldo's got an 8.5. Well, let's take out here Lopez. Well, let's take out Van Eyck. So you got a third. Yeah, I mean, the value here works. Do they want to give up a couple of middle infielders? Maybe. I don't know. Let's take out Lopez here. Let's put Van Eyck back in. Where did he go? And then, I mean, these values are pretty close. Pretty close. So, 11.30 to 11.80. So, maybe something like this gets it done. Maybe something like this gets it done. So, yeah, Rodriguez, I don't think he's not going to cost a lot. Everyone could use some bullpen help. And again, I want to point this out. One reason Richard Rodriguez has a pretty decent value is he's under control. That's a big thing that teams like, and I think that's going to be a big reason. Sure, he is older. He's 31 years old. He's a bit of a late bloomer, but he's had a couple of good years. So, 2020 he was good. He was good in 2018, had some bumps in 2019. That FIP wasn't very good. He was giving up some hard hit balls there, helped out by the defense. But 2020, 2021, he's been pretty good. So the strikeouts are down, so I wonder if teams are a little concerned about that. That's something to keep an eye on. But, hey, for Richard Rodriguez, I think this is a guy, he's under control. He could be a really solid arm in your bullpen. He's not going to cost you a lot of money. So, hey, look out for this. Richard Rodriguez, again, not going to see the A's get in on this. I mean, they could if they really wanted to, and if you want to add some more bullpen help. So, I don't know if they're going to stop at Chafin. But, hey, there are plenty of teams that could use a guy like this. So, let's move on here. We have a couple of more stories, just a few more before I get out of here for the night. This one is kind of a non-story, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this. But there was a little something with one of the better players in the game as of right now. Again, this is more of a non-story, but I kind of just want to talk about it real quick. And that is Jose Ramirez. Jose Ramirez looking like the Indians are not very active in any trade talks with the Jose Ramirez. So I'm going to show this really quick. So here's the update. John Morosi pointed this out tonight. At this point, there aren't active talks between Cleveland and other Major League Baseball clubs. The asking price is extremely high. Well, yeah, of course it's going to be extremely high. And there's good reason, because this guy is on a very team-friendly contract, and he puts up very good numbers. Look at that. They're already the Guardians in here. Look at that. I mean, they're not the Guardians until next year. I mean, I thought we could still have the rest of this year to call them the Cleveland Indians. I mean, come on. Could we at least have the rest of the year here, baseball trade values? I'm just saying. But Jose Ramirez, the guy's going to cost a lot. He's got a value of 83.5. That's a lot. And there's a reason why he's going to cost you a lot of money. So let me pull up Jose Ramirez here. Again, he puts up good numbers. To me, I thought he was the MVP last year. I don't know. Jose Ramirez, to me, that dude was going crazy last year. But that's just my opinion. But he's having a good year. 252, 342 on base, 511 slugging, 20 homers, 57 RBIs. He's only 28 years old. He's got a team option for 22 and 23. He's not making a lot of money. He's on a 5-year, $26 million deal. Jose Ramirez, of course he's going to have a high value. He's going to take a lot. Of course they're going to ask for everything in the moon. So, yeah, Jose Ramirez, I don't see him going anywhere. You always hear his name. To me, I don't see there's really no reason. The Indians could very well be in contention again next year. So I don't see why the Indians would really want to trade him. I just have the Blue Jays pulled up here. I'm not discussing any Blue Jays trade scenarios, just showing you the value. But yeah, Jose Ramirez, kind of a non-story here, so that's really all I'm going to say. I don't think we're even going to see him traded in the offseason unless, like, you see a team just blow you away with an offer. I don't think Jose Ramirez is going anywhere anytime soon. That's just my opinion. But a couple more stories here. The Angels, what is going on with the Angels this year? I mean, good grief. Where are they at in the standings? Let me pull up the standings here. So we got a couple of guys on the Angels that might be available. Let me pull up the standings. But we have a couple of guys here. Andrew Heaney, Alex Cobb could be maybe on the move. So let's go pull up here. I found this today on Fansided. I tried finding the actual, like, the first person to report this, and I couldn't really find it. But I kind of just wanted to mention it. But let me actually talk about the Angels real quick. But the Angels real quick, hey, they're playing 500 ball. I mean, 49 and 49. I mean, what else is there to say? I mean, I don't know. They just can't really get it together. The bullpen has not been good. The starting pitching has actually been okay. The defense is bad, though. I mean, they're 5.5 out of a wild card. They could make a run, but they have to really start considering here. If they could get rid of some guys, then it's possible. But here was the story. I read this earlier today. I could not find, I don't know if Fansided is just blowing smoke here or what, but they have here. But the Angels have 2 tradable assets in the rotation, Alex Cobb and Andrew Heaney, and both are drawing strong interest according to Major League sources. So I don't know who was reporting that. If anyone could let me know, I just could not find it at all. But we got a super chat. Super chat. I think Story might have just had his hand broken. Really? Oh, no. Trevor Story, what is going on? Did we just have a broken hand? Oh! Oh! What the? Oh, he yelped. That was a yelp. Ooh. Oh, man. Oh, man. Ooh. I wonder. Is that what's going to... I mean, hopefully we can get an update soon on that. Oh, brother. That was rough. Ohtani just drilling him on the hand. I'm surprised his hand didn't fall off, but hey, we'll have to keep an eye on that. We just talked about Trevor Story a second ago. Have to keep an eye on that. So, But the Angels, it's very possible maybe they could start wheeling and dealing here. I don't know. I wonder if you get rid of these guys. If we were to take a look, Alex Cobb has actually been pretty decent this year. But he is a free agent soon, so I could maybe see that. A team looking for some starting pitching depth. Heaney is also a free agent, so maybe. With Heaney, the FIP is Super Chat coming in. Super Chat, Sam Bomba. See what it would take for the Mets to get Heaney. Why not? Let's plug in a trade. Thank you for that Super Chat, my friend. But with Heaney, the FIP is a lot better. 4.04 compared to a 5.32 ERA. The strikeouts per 9. Good strikeouts this year from Andrew Heaney. But the reason his ERA is so high, do you want to know why, everyone? Is because the Angels have bad defense. He does not get helped out by the defense. That's why that FIP is a lot lower than that ERA. It's about a full run and a half lower than the ERA. But let's go take a look. What would it cost to go get an Andrew Heaney? So the Super Chat has told me the Mets. He wants Andrew Heaney on the Mets. Let's go take a look here. Where are you, Heaney? So one of the reasons as well for maybe you could trade an Alex Cobb or a Heaney is because Reed Detmers this year is pitching very good down in the minor leagues. And I think you can just simply slide Detmers in. You know, if you want to get rid of an Andrew Heaney, well, you can just throw in another left-hander into the rotation just like that. Reed Detmers is having a great year in the minors this year. In how many starts? 12 starts in Double-A. And you got good talent in Double-A. So a lot of people consider Double-A to be a tougher level than the Triple-A sometimes. But, I mean, good grief. Reed Detmers was striking out 16 batters per 9. Are you kidding me? I mean, 3.50 ERA. I mean, that is nuts. He had 97 strikeouts through 54 innings. That is nuts. And then he's had one start in Double-A. He went 6 innings and he struck out, Triple-A. He had 6 innings, struck out 9. So I would not be surprised to see Andrew Heaney get traded, and you can just put Detmers right there. So you might as well try and get something for Heaney if you can. So why not? Let's go to the Mets. So you know what? Actually, I think I want to plug in. I'll go to the Mets real quick, but I want to go look at what are the teams right now that have good defense where they could really help Heaney out, because he has a good FIP. So, I mean, Milwaukee has a great defense. Heaney would be a nice fit there. The Cardinals. Hey, you know, the Cardinals could use some starting pitching. I think the Cardinals could actually be a pretty decent fit for an Andrew Heaney. They have good defense. They could use some starting pitching depth. Maybe. Maybe the Giants. They got some good defense there. And look at the Mets. They ranked 6th in defense this year. So the Mets would be a good fit too. Yeah, so why not? The Mets. Let's do the Mets. So Heaney. We're looking at probably not, only a 3.6 value. I think this actually makes a lot of sense. So let's plug it in here for the Mets. This makes a lot of sense for the Mets, and I mentioned this earlier, to where they don't need to give up a lot of guys. You know, they shouldn't give up a lot of guys, because they need to also conserve that farm system as well. They need to be adding to that farm system any way they can. But I think Heaney, he's not going to cost you a lot. So I don't think this is too out of the question. Let me go to the top prospects here with the Mets. You could probably get him for a couple of lower prospects. I don't see why that would be a problem. I don't know. Let's put in Jose Budo. Let's do that. Budo. He's got a 1.1 value. And then let's also do, I don't know, Shervin Newton. 1.6. So, this isn't too far off. Maybe one more guy. Maybe you can do Robert Dominguez. Actually, that looks pretty good. Was that the right one? Yeah, that was the right one. Okay. Take out Newton. And that actually looks like it might get it done. Newton, where are you? So, yeah. I don't know. Oh, wow. That actually looks pretty even. So, for the Angels, you know, if you're the Mets, in this scenario, you could give up your number 15 and your number 13 for an Andrew Heaney. That sounds like it makes sense. So, I think you could see something like that happen. But, yeah, for Andrew Heaney, I think he's going to benefit from a team with good defense because, like I showed you, Andrew Heaney's FIP looks a lot better than the ERA. 5.32 ERA, but the Angels have terrible defense. He has a 4.04 FIP. So this is kind of what you're looking at more. I think he'll provide some depth for the Mets. I think it could be a pretty good fit. I think the Cardinals could be a pretty good fit for an Andrew Heaney. Have to wait and see what ends up happening. But we got one more story before I'm out of here. I think, everyone, this might be a record. I don't think I have had over 500 people this long for a stream. And I want to thank you all for coming out tonight. Wow, what a great night. Wow, we haven't had over 500 people on a stream for a long time. So I want to thank you for that, everyone. Thank you for stopping by. So let's go to my last story. We might as well end this with a bang. The Padres are always wheeling and dealing, and maybe Eric Hosmer could be on the move. So Eric Hosmer has been in conversations. They've had talks. Could we see Eric Hosmer? They just traded for an Adam Frazier, so you could have some guys go move over and play first. It's not out of the question. Let's go pull up the story here. The Padres are discussing Eric Hosmer. So his name has surfaced in recent trade discussions, according to Ken Rosenthal and Dennis Lin of The Athletic. And, I mean, good grief. Eric Hosmer, are you kidding me? I mean, this guy's on a big contract. He is currently on an 8-year, $144 million contract. He is not a free agent until 2022. Let's pull up that contract with Eric Hosmer. I mean, that is not a fun contract. So I actually want to pull this up here. That's not going to be easy to get rid of him. They're going to have to eat some of that money. So, I mean, what are some teams that could maybe use an Eric Hosmer? If we take a look here, he's making $21 million this year. His salary does go down to $13 million per year after 2023. So that is one thing to consider. Eric Hosmer this year, he's not having a bad year. 266, 8 home runs, 48 RBIs, 330 on base, but he's not worth what he's getting paid. Unfortunately. I mean, I like Eric Hosmer, but he's not providing what you thought. It's been a bummer of a contract for him. Probably a big negative. Yeah. This is going to be really hard to get rid of an Eric Hosmer. He has a 58.3 value. I mean, what are some teams that could use a first baseman? Let me actually, we got a super chat coming in. Michael Yanch. No, trade Kim, not Hosmer. Very interesting. I don't know. I wouldn't trade Kim personally just because he doesn't cost you a lot. So, I don't know. Could you maybe see Kim go somewhere? They just did bring in Frazier. So, hey, that's not out of the question to get rid of a Kim. I think if you can get rid of, you could have a couple of guys here, take over at first. If we're at San Diego's depth chart here, so Eric Hosmer currently slated to play first. I mean, again, you could have Cronenworth go over there, and then Adam Frazier. I mean, you could have Adam Frazier go play second, and you could put Will Myers at back out and right. Can Will Myers actually play first? Has he ever played first? Kind of looks like a first baseman. Is that just me? But no, he hasn't played any first this year. Has he ever played first? He has played first. He played first back in 2016. Oh, he wasn't very good defensively, was he? He wasn't good in 2017. He had a lot of defensive runs saved, though. I mean, you could always put Will Myers back at first. So, that's not out of the question. So, The problem is what the heck are you going to do with an Eric Hosmer? This guy has just no value. There is one thing, I kind of thought about this. I don't think the Red Sox end up doing this. I just don't. But remember what the Red Sox did with an Adam Ottavino? Remember that? They took Adam Ottavino from the Yankees. They barely gave up. I think they didn't give up anything. I think they gave up a player to be named later, I believe. Let me go pull up that trade again. Why do I have Morejon? What is happening here? What is going on? Why? Baseball trade values, you are killing me right now. Padres. All right, so let's go Hosmer. I'm gonna put Hosmer on the Red Sox here. They could use a left-handed first baseman. I'm just throwing that out there. Why does Morejon and Paddock keep popping up? Clear the trade. Baseball trade values. You are killing me right now. What is going on? Okay, here we go. Wow, this is killing me. Here we go. I'm just going to pull up this one scenario. This is not going to happen. I'm not saying this is going to happen. I wouldn't hate it, I guess, only if it accomplished something. So, let me try this one more time. Hosmer, negative value. Now, the Red Sox did this. Red Sox trade for Ottavino. Now, I believe I don't think they ended. I think did they just give up cash, or was there a player? So in return, to make up the value of this, they got a Frank Herman in return from the Yankees as well. I think the Yankees, they basically just gave Ottavino to the Red Sox, and they gave him a prospect. They gave a prospect with Ottavino just to take him. So could you see a similar situation with the Red Sox here? I don't know. Again, but the problem is the contract. I don't know if the Red Sox take on that contract. So this is where maybe the Padres could eat the rest of his salary for this year. He's making $21 million this year. So we're what 60% through the season. So he's making 21. So he's made so minus 21. So he's due about $8 million more. So let's say the Padres, they ate some salary. Let's say they paid $20 million of his salary, or let's say $25 million. That could pay off the contract for this year, so he wouldn't affect their luxury tax. I think that's how it works. So, could you get a couple of prospects out of this? I mean, maybe. I don't know. I'm kind of just playing around with it right now. This is not going to happen, but I think if you're the Padres, if you want to get rid of that contract, could you? I don't know. I don't know about this. You're not going to get Abrams. That's not going to happen. Again, everyone, I'm just having fun. I'm not actually saying this is going to happen. I'm kind of, because we did see this with Ottavino. We saw this with Ottavino. They're talking to teams about Hosmer. So again, I'm just saying. But let's say, I don't know, this is not going to happen. I'm just throwing this in there. Robert Hassel. Or maybe a Campusano. Could you do Campusano? Maybe. I don't know. Or Morejon. And then for the Red Sox, and this is so ridiculous, but for the Red Sox, you'd only have to give up a few guys, maybe one prospect here. I don't know, like Noah Song. Send Noah Song to him, and there you go. This is not going to happen. I promise you this is not going to happen. But I'm just saying. This is ridiculous, but the Red Sox, if the Red Sox were able to get a couple of guys with a Hosmer as well, they did this with Ottavino. This would be like Ottavino times 50. This is not going to happen. But this is basically what they did with Ottavino from the Yankees. They could use a left-hander in that lineup, a left-handed first baseman. I mean, Dahlback has been I think Dahlback could maybe use some more time down in AAA. It just seems, I don't know. But I don't see this happening. But it's very interesting to see that the Padres are discussing trades. I mean, again, there's not many teams that could use a first baseman. That's why I did use my Red Sox as an example, because they could use an upgrade at first. He wouldn't be a big upgrade, but he would be an upgrade over a Bobby Dahlback for this year at least. So, I don't know. It'd be very interesting. But that, everyone, is all I have for tonight. Everyone, I want to thank you for coming out tonight. We had over 500 people the entire time. Pretty much the entire time. I want to thank you so much. You guys are amazing. Kyle Duffield, we had a super chat. All I know is pain. Man, Kyle Duffield, I'm so sorry, my friend. My Red Sox, they're just too good this year. They're just playing too good, man. But everyone, I want to thank you all for coming out tonight. I really appreciate it. I will be back probably tomorrow night. We're going to talk more rumors, more trade rumors, any news. I'll be here tomorrow night. Everyone, real quick, before I do get out of here, if you can, hit that like button for me. If you are new, hit that subscribe button for me. Share this stream out to people that will need to get caught up on the rumors and the news later. Hit the bell notification if you can so you get notified of all my videos and streams. But everyone, that is all I have for tonight. I want to thank you so much again. I hope you have a good rest of your night. Have a good day tomorrow. I'll be back here tomorrow night. Everyone, have a good night, and I'll talk to you next time.